So deciding between a home with an HOA and a home without an HOA. So here are a couple things that I would think about and maybe things that you haven't thought to think about. So I'm gonna just put this out there. So if you are going with the HOA, you're going with the community that is making you pay a certain amount of money extra on top of your mortgage per year, per month, quarterly. They all are different. Some are more stringent than others, and you really want to know what you're paying for. Some have different more amenities others. You make sure they're the amenities you like. You get the gym, you get the pool, some get the tennis court, just accessibilities, how to use the house, if they have a house for you to use, a clubhouse, or they have game rooms. Just know what all it includes, and uniformity. So this is another big one. So not only do you want to know what extra am I able to have? Do I have a dog park for my dog? Okay, that's great. But also it's about uniformity, because that can determine the pricing of your houses, especially depending on how well your neighbors keep up with their homes. So if there's a certain standard of upkeep, this is a big reason why certain people do decide to go with a HOA. But there are instances where you have a certain standard to have upkeep, but the HOA does not enforce them. So you're thinking they're supposed to be enforced, but they're not. They're more lenient. So the rule is there, but why do you see grass not mowed every day? So when you're going with a neighborhood that has an HOA, you just still want to see what and do a ride around and see what you're paying for. Also, let's say you want to add on to your house, or change the color of your house, all these different rules. So it is best to contact, if you're looking at a house, you have a house owned in, and they have an HOA, look at the rules, look at the guidelines, and look at the fees, and make sure the house you're getting, they do a check so there's no liens, because one of the benefits of having HOA is someone's not paying for the HOA. They're getting, usually daily fees or whatever fees. And so when they go to sell a home and the home hasn't been kept up, there might be a lien on the property. So make sure you get that checked and go through every avenue available to make sure you have a clean sale and clean deed. Okay, so another thing, if you're not going to go with HOA, it does not mean you don't have a standard of upkeep. It's just that everybody is not required to do a certain thing. So you might get lucky and have all great neighbors. They love Christmas time. Christmas lights go up, and they go out within a reasonable amount of time. They don't stay out all year. So those are the type of things, the HOA usually sees, and they might dock you for. But with you do love Christmas time, you put the lights up and they allow it, but they're like, no, that's too bright. You can't put a stick, like you can't put a congratulations to your kids sign when they graduate from their high school or college. You can't put that in your yard. Those are some of those things, and you get mad. But you remember, you paid for a certain amount of uniformity in your neighborhood. And because there's people who want to sell their house all the time, and they want to make sure they're getting what they expect to get. And when people look at their house, they see a beautiful neighborhood, a beautiful standardized neighborhood. It's like standardized testing, okay? Everything is a certain way. So going from an HOA to non-HOA, and non-HOA is great. Not having HOA, you have freedoms, but there's more risk, and there's risk everywhere. But at least you can navigate some of the risk with having an HOA. So if you have if you're scared and you want to make sure your neighbors live to certain standards, you might want to go with the HOA. If you want to have freedoms, don't want to really see your neighbors, and when you want to paint your house, don't want to go through anyone, you probably don't want to have an HOA. Want to get a fence and not have to consult anybody first, you don't want to be with the HOA. So those are type of things you'll ask yourself, and depending on what time of your life you're in or what type of living you want to do is what's best for you. There's no right answer. There's no wrong answer. There's your answer, and that's the best answer. So if you have any questions thinking about purchasing a home, you know what to do. You know my number. You just click one of the links. And you have a great one, and I hope you decide what's best for you. Have a good one.